Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and I want to talk to you about Bitcoin and crypto. But before we do that, make sure to smash that subscribe button to see my latest content and hit that thumbs up button to like the video. Greatly appreciate that. So with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price, what we've seen here with the chart TA is Bitcoin had a pretty big day yesterday in which it went up almost 3%. Now compare that to the NASDAQ, which went down quite a bit throughout the day and actually only finished up about 0.08%. So there was a pretty significant divergence between the Bitcoin price and the NASDAQ price. And today we're starting to see the Bitcoin price pull down a little bit. We're starting to see the NASDAQ price go up. So we're starting to see the equilibrium kind of balance out between the two because they are highly correlated between each other. So as the NASDAQ goes up, Bitcoin tends to go up. And as the NASDAQ goes down, Bitcoin tends to go down as well. So what we're seeing here is that Bitcoin has pulled out of that downward channel that I outlined here before. So we can go ahead and take that out. And instead, it's kind of moved more sideways. And so what I'm looking for in the Bitcoin prices, I'm looking for it to come back down here and then retest this, what I like to call my buying zone, which is below $16,000 or so. That's the area that I'm looking to capture Bitcoin. And in fact, you can actually draw a straight downwards trend line from where we are right here. And then if you use the buy zone as kind of like a support level, which it's been used before in the past as kind of a support level, then you can see that either we're going to break the downtrend, the local downtrend here, or we're going to go right into the buy zone. And I think what's more possible here is that we will wind up in the buy zone here before too long. I think either it's going to be the next couple of days, maybe even next week or over the weekend, but we will wind up below 16,000 again for Bitcoin. And if we go and we zoom in here, we'll take a look at the hourly, and the hourly right now, what I'm seeing is that even though it rebounded heavily after this huge sell-off back on the 19th, we saw it completely take out the support level here at about 16,600. It took that support level out, and then it basically bounced back up from that. But the fact that it penetrated and went downwards from that support level and then even closed for a time here under the support level shows me that the price continues to fall. The price continues to plummet. And a lot of things that I've talked about before when it comes to the Bitcoin price and things that are weighing it down, which I made a whole video on that, continue to weigh on the price. And I think it's going to probably come back down here and then, again, retest that buying zone here below 16,000. And that's an area that I'm very interested in stepping in and adding to my position with Bitcoin. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the funding rate. So the funding rate, again, is going to show us the sentiment, kind of the sentiment overall of Bitcoin. It's a funding rate for the perpetual contracts for Bitcoin. So when the value down here is negative, that means shorts are dominant, and then the funding value is positive, that means longs are dominant. And we can see here that there's kind of a bit of a break right as we go under that support that I talked about, under about 16,400. And we can see here that longs started accumulating and longs became dominant after this, after it broached that level of support. So what that's telling me right now is that longs are trying to get into it, and shorts right now are on the sidelines. Longs are dominant. However, I don't expect this to continue for very much longer, especially if the price moves down. Then we could honestly see another bull trap up here like we've seen several times in the past. We can see that we've had, especially the most notable one here was in the 14th of December, where we had a significant concentration of longs up here, only to see the price fall and then the longs get liquidated all the way down here to about 16,500. So we could see a very similar circumstance happen here, in which the longs drive the price up maybe a little bit more, and then the price plunges and then they get liquidated, and then you see something similar to what we have here on the 14th of December. Also want to go ahead and talk about the hash rate for Bitcoin. So I'm on a hash rate index. This is a much better chart that I found for the hash rate. But the hash rate is going to go ahead and show you the total hash rate for all the Bitcoin miners. And the reason why this is important is it shows you how many miners are kind of a rough estimate on how many miners are operating. And if we see here the 1 year, this is over a 1 year time frame, we can see that there has been a significant uptick in the number of miners that are operating. And just lately, through November and that huge November plunge, many of them have been taken offline because it becomes incredibly unprofitable to mine Bitcoin when it reaches a certain level. And it seems like we've already hit that level, and many of these miners are currently being taken off the market. We saw a little bit of a rise here, a little bit of a recovery, but it seems like we've continued the downtrend here downwards. And I don't expect that this is going to change anytime soon. As long as the price keeps going down, miners will continue to be under pressure and they will take their rigs offline. In fact, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we call the Bitcoin hash price index, which is something that I haven't talked about before on this channel. But the hash price is like a combination of various metrics, including things like your difficulty rate and the hash rate. And it gives you an idea of how profitable it is to mine Bitcoin. So in this case, we have terahashes, and it says basically terahash of a day. So the way you can kind of read this is that at the peak up here, you had about 26 cents per terahash per day, and it's gone down significantly since then, and now it's actually at about 6 cents or so. So that's 6 cents per day per terahash. Okay, so if they have more than just 1 terahash, you're going to get more, right? And if they only have 1 terahash, you're only getting 6 cents a day. This is kind of like the average for your Bitcoin miners. And so we've seen that there's significant weakness between the start here, again, December of 2021, and then coming all the way down here to December of 2022. A massive decrease in the amount of rewards that miners are getting. And so that's the reason why we're starting to see this hash rate take a big hit, is that we've approached a point where it's just not profitable anymore and they have to take rigs offline. So these miners are being taken offline. And then if we go over here and we check out the miners revenue, we can see something very similar. This is just the Coinbase block rewards and transaction fees paid to miners. And we've seen something similar happen. We're at the bottom end here. It has come down significantly. And then, of course, I always like to take a look at the Newpol level. This is net unrealized profit loss. And the Newpol level right now is at negative 17. So the total Bitcoin market is underwater by about 17%. All right. All right. So let's also take a look at Ethereum as well. So Ethereum also came out of its downward trend here and popped up when Bitcoin popped up. Now it's moving largely sideways. It looks like it's consolidating a little bit. However, if you take a look at the RSI on the hourly, you can see that it's at about a 55, and I think that's kind of high for Ethereum. Now, usually above 70, that would be an overbought indicator, and then below 30, that is an oversold indicator. So it's right in the middle of the range right now. Now for Ethereum, just like with Bitcoin, I think it's actually going to come back down here into another, what I like to call a buy zone, my buy zone, and my accumulation zone here below 1100. So I'm being very patient right now with both Bitcoin and my Ethereum and waiting them to come into my accumulation zones right now. I am not chasing these prices, these little price spikes, because the overall macro environment right now for crypto is not great. It's actually it's still pretty bad. And so I'm waiting for it to come back down here, and I do think we're going to come down and retest this 1100 level, and then maybe even below that and move below about 1,000 or so, maybe in that region. Very interested in accumulating an 1100 or 1,000 or anywhere in that region for Ethereum. So I'm going to be very patient and wait for it to come here into this accumulation zone, but I am confident that it will get into this buy zone. Now for BNB, for a Binance Coin, I put in this kind of this downtrend line here, and it's kind of it's gone through it a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. So with Binance Coin, it's a very similar kind of situation, But one thing you'll notice here with Binance Coin is there is incredibly strong resistance right here at this level. If you're bullish on Binance Coin, it needs to go past this 251 level or 250 level, and then break out from that level. But if you draw it in, you can actually almost see here's another kind of ascending triangle here for Binance. So either, like I said before, either this resistance is going to get taken out or the support level is going to get taken out, and it's going to happen very soon for Binance. We could wind up seeing a big, we could see a little bit of a collapse in the Binance price and it come back down here to about 239 and then all the way back down here to 225. It's very likely that without an extreme catalyst, it's probably going to keep fading as the day and the week roll on. All right. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you think of the Bitcoin and crypto prices and all the metrics that I've gone over. Do you think the price is going to rise or fall in the next few days? Leave a comment below, and I will catch you next time.